Well, Dick, here we are outside the gates of hell. Bloody hell. There's something written up there. Can you see what it says? It says, all hope abandon, ye that enter in. That doesn't apply to us, though. We just got a £40 million contract from ITV. We got access all areas laminates, man. How are you, man? Oh, look, Dick, it's Sharon. Sharon? What's she doing there? No, Sharon the boatman. Come to take us across the River Styx. He's fair whacking them with that oar, isn't he? Don't worry, we're getting in a special boat. It's in the contract. We're getting the VIP treatment, like. Look at all the lost souls in the water. It's that Peter Bazalgette and the Big Brother production team. Don't let them get in the boat. We've reached the portals of Dis. Dis what? Disinfectant? It bloody well ought to be. This place smells like rotten eggs. Whose idea was it in the first place? Well, God created it for Lucifer and all the other fallen angels. But later, like, it was made bigger for sinners, according to some theologians at any rate. This is the circle of hell reserved for TV producers and commissioning editors. They've got to keep in burning graves for all eternity. That's an awful long time. It's not just an awful long time, it's like forever. Cool, that's even worse, man. Look, Ant, it's that producer who used to work on our show. You know, the one who made people pay for premium rate phone calls long after the voting had already finished. Which we knew absolutely nothing about. Yeah, right, man. He made us look a right couple of pillocks. Yeah, like a pair of grinning, overpaid, vacuous idiots. I reckon a burning grave's too good for him. I can't seem to remember. Am I Ant? Are you Deck, or am I Deck and you're Ant? It doesn't really matter, does it? No, not really. Who's this? Paparazzi. Paps, I bloody hate them. No, not the paparazzi. Paparazzi, you know, Pope Ratzinger. Isn't he in the wrong circle then? I thought this was reserved for TV people. Well, he's been on telly quite a lot recently. Well, I thought he was still alive. Come on, we'd better move on. Who's that? Derek Akara. Who's haunted now then? The thing that's bothering me is, if God knows everything, then he already knows who's going to go to hell and who isn't, right? Yeah, it's what they call omniscience, like. But we're supposed to have freedom of choice, isn't it, right? Yeah, freedom to choose good or evil. But if God already knows what we're going to choose before we choose it, it's not really freedom of choice, is it? Well, Deck or Ant, or whichever one you are, you've hit on the essential dilemma of soteriology there, man. It's the old Arminianism versus Calvinism dichotomy. Though, when I say Calvinism, what I mean is a far older strand of hermeneutics, which has its roots in the thinking of St. Augustine of Hippo. Hippos don't talk soft, man. And by the way, there's a dead easy way to tell us apart, like. Ants are always on the left, even from the back. It's now 6:66 a.m. Time for the Hail of Fire. Who's this, Deck? It's the Alan Yintab. Sorry, Alan, you can't get out of here on expenses, man. You see, the hyper-Calvinists and the 5-point Calvinists believe in the 5 articles of faith summed up in the acronym TULIP, TULIP for short. Total depravity of man, unconditional election, limited atonement, irresistible grace, and the perseverance of the saints. In other words, that God has already determined a long time ago who's going to end up in here, and it doesn't matter what you do, nothing's going to change that. You sounded like a bloody infralapsarian, man. Watch out, man. We nearly fell in that lake of human filth there. One thing I'll say about God, he sure was creative when it came to thinking of ways of tormenting people. Whereas the Catholics believe that although God knows how things are going to turn out, that's not the same as causing it to happen that way. Cool. Jordan. Ooh, what's she in for? Probably making Peter Andre cry on telly. But when he created this place, he knew that lots of TV personalities would end up in here, being tormented for all eternity. But he did give them a choice. Choose him or be condemned forever. But he already knew what they would choose. Aye, man. So that means that God isn't really merciful at all, doesn't it? He's just a narcissistic megalomaniac playing a sadistic game of cat and cosmic mouse. Well, thank God, we're only here to check it out for our next series, eh? Oh, look at that. I always thought that Jonathan Ross was getting ahead of himself. This is just like being at the Baftas. They're all here, man. Simon Cowell, Mark Lamar, Noel Edmonds, Anne Robinson, John McCririck. They can't have all suddenly died, can they? No way, man, unless... No, that can't be right. What do you mean? I mean, that if all these showbiz people that are as alive as you and me are in fact actually dead and being tormented in hell, then that would mean we're dead too. That would mean we're in a pretty desperate situation, like. Hang on a mo. You see that group of devils up there? They're pointing at us. They seem to be coming this way. They'd better not get malignant with us. We've got special laminates from ITV. Wait a minute. What laminates? We don't seem to have any laminates at all. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here!